Hey, welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. So excited to introduce you to our next guest, who I actually met through work, but was able to, we've become really good friends over the years, and we're actually going to be showing you some cool stuff here with her business here in just a second. But this is Ashley Mark with Make Your Mark Celebrations, and you're just wonderful. I love having you up here. And let me tell you that this girl, I keep telling her, as soon as I have money to pay you, you will 100% be my assistant, my manager, because she has got it together, right?
I just like the details of things.
You do. You're so good at them, and I'm not. So maybe that's why we get along so
Absolutely.
well. Let me see your mic box, Ashley. No, it's not on. Dane turned it off. See, this is called live television. There you go. You can take it back now.
How's that? Better?
Can you hear her now?
Okay, great.
Okay, so Ashley Mark here with Make Your Mark Celebrations. And what your company is about is celebrating life, celebrating any milestone within somebody's life, whether it's having a baby, whether it's the funeral.
Absolutely. I started Make Your Mark Celebrations because I've worked in the event industry for like 10 years. I've done weddings, marketing events, everything you can think of. And I kind of got to the point where I lost a couple of people that I was really close to. And so I did the end of life celebration for them. And I realized that it takes so much work, but nobody's in the mindset to actually go through and do the unique things that make it personal, that make the event personal. So I'm kind of focusing on celebrations of life, wakes, and memorials. You know, because a funeral truly is as important as a wedding or a milestone anniversary. So it's kind of a unique approach to event planning.
But you could do any kind of event.
Oh, absolutely.
And I want you to show this quilt. This is just one of the ideas that you thought could really personalize, whether it's the event, whether it's the memorial.
Absolutely. Well, and this is like after. I even do things like afterwards if they, it's kind of hard to go through people's belongings, but we can go through, and this is a quilt that was done, they took their clothes.
Why don't you pull it up here a little bit so we can see it better.
Sorry. So basically they just took, sections of their clothes and made it into a quilt. And cool. The girl she was like, you know what, it's a little piece of my mom I wrap up in, and it's one of those things. So it's little stuff like that. But, we can also do, when you talk about any sort of celebration, I always say why you don't necessarily have to have a mortuary or a church to do a funeral. You can do an at-home celebration. We handle chairs, tables, linens, catering, anything you can possibly think of. I think there's a picture up on the screen right now of we can do some really personal displays, where this one we did a bunch of pictures, we reprinted them and did all in sepia tone, did a more unique display than just laying pictures out in picture frames. Oh, so, cool. And this one was actually held in a reception center. So it's kind of just a unique way. You can do food, you can do, I have one that was Oreos and licorice were their favorite thing.
Really?
So we did all black and red, and here it is, we actually themed it all Utah too, because they were huge Utah fans. Oh, how cool. So it's one of those things that hopefully is a little comforting to people, and you can take that, and you don't have to do it you can do it at a ski resort, you can do it at a favorite restaurant, you can do it in a park.
Here's what I like about Ashley and your company as well. In talking with her, we've worked over the years through your different companies that you've done, and now with this new company that she started. Ashley can make everything simple. In those hard times of life, in the stressful times for a wedding, for whatever it is, she takes all that stress away from you and really helps you to even the things down to a PA system that you might not think about. If you're in a large area and you're trying to maybe have different people talk about that person that you're celebrating, to have the PA system, you can do the DVDs for them so that they can have the montage of pictures of the videos for them as well. So she really helps in that sense, but she's also extremely creative, and you're a really good listener. I mean, honestly, if you tell her what you're thinking, hey, this is what I remember about this person, or this is what I want to highlight for my friend who just had her baby, and she will take those ideas and give you a whole bunch of other ideas as well.
Absolutely. It's all about you, and it's all about making it personal.
How, we were talking earlier a second ago that memorials are as important as a wedding. As sometimes, I think people in that moment of stress may just kind of go through by the standard of what you're supposed to do, but they forget that, a celebration of life could make it that final celebration of that person.
Absolutely, and the trends are absolutely changing in the funeral industry. And I think there's two major factors of that. You have the baby boomer generation who has really never done anything truly traditional, but their oldest of that group is almost approaching 70 now.
Oh, yeah.
So they're dealing with end of life, arrangements for their parents, and they're maybe dealing with having to lose a spouse, but they've never been an old generation, and they never really will be. So they're trying to change some things, and then also cremation is on the rise. By 2016, I believe, burials versus cremation will actually be 50-50.
Wow.
And so that gives you a little bit more flexibility on timing of a celebration and also locations of a celebration. And we all live across the nation now. We're not all huddled, all the families are huddled where, they were born and raised. And so now you can actually allow people to come from all over too. So the whole family can be a part of things.
Cool. So are there some celebrations that you've done that maybe people wouldn't think about? I mean, obviously we think of birthdays, we think of weddings, we think of, things like that. But I mean, what's maybe one of the most obscure things you've heard of doing?
Well, and it might not be obscure, but I'm saying more and more children's birthday parties seem to be a lot really over the top lately. We did a Tour de France themed birthday party, which was absolutely hilarious, and all the kids brought their bicycles, and then as their presents, we had little yellow shirts for their little yellow jerseys.
Cute.
All the food was French themed, as much as you can do French for
for
3-year-olds. But there was French fries, and we had cordon bleu sandwiches, and just really cute stuff. But the parents are enjoying it as well.
Yeah, and the parents are going to enjoy it. That Ashley is helping them make this day possible with the creativity side, as well as formulating everything from start to finish, getting it done. Trust me, this girl is more on the ball than anybody I've ever met in my whole life. So she will get your event planned well and event planned right. So if they want to find you, they can probably find you online.
Up on our website, makeyourmarkcelebrations.com, or you can follow us on Facebook.
Perfect. Ashley, thanks. So good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we're going to take a short break here on the Madison Morning Show. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're at 35 minutes past the hour.